A champion from the West, a legend of the East, a competition that went too far.
Your brother is paralyzed. He can never walk again.
The only way you'll find him is inside the ring, and you are not good enough!
I'll get him.
Now, an untested challenger seeks an unwilling master to learn the art of an ancient combat. A combat where to survive, you must destroy. For honor, for love, for justice. Jean Claude Van Damn. The power of a warrior. The heart of a champion. Kickboxer.
Hi. Today we watched an instant classic from the 80s about a man who thought he was the best fighter. So he went to Thailand? He decided to fight their champion. And guess what? Didn't turn out so good. So his brother, who's a fairly competent fighter, decided to avenge his brother and find somebody who could train him, become the man he can be, to beat Tung Pao. We watched Kickboxer.
And that's our review. You know?
I love this movie. I remember we used to watch this all the time when I was a kid. When I took karate and everything. All the Jean Claude Van Damn movies.
As a kid.
And you've never seen this, right, Andrew?
I had never seen this movie before. I've seen a couple of Van Damme movies, but never this one.
All right, what are your initial feelings about this movie?
I didn't hate it as much as Chris. I feel like Chris really absolutely hated this movie. He pretty much shit on it the entire time. There are some 80s tropes that I absolutely love throughout this movie. And there's a few good jokes, like when he's kicking the tree and then his mentor is like, "Tree wins." That was pretty good. But I felt like there was a lot of filler in this movie. I feel like there's better 80s action movies than this.
Agreed.
I wouldn't put it in a top pyramid of 80s action movies, probably more in the middle, but that's my initial take of it.
Well, the reason I chose to watch this movie because we are on our man quest.
Yeah, we're still doing Man Quest. And I would just want to say something. I didn't absolutely hate the movie. Sure, I ripped on it.
Shit! Excuse me.
It's because the movie deserves to be ripped on. Like, holy shit. There's so many scenes where it's like, what? Why? Who's this?
You have to see the path he took to become the best fighter.
Yeah, but how long was that movie?
I don't know, probably 90 minutes.
Felt like 3 hours, man. So many silhouette shots, so many montages, so much 80s music.
I went through this whole movie.
Fight scenes were cool. That last fight scene I didn't rip on. I was quiet the whole time because it was good. I liked it. But the whole rest of the movie sucked. I think you only remember the good parts, and then
I remembered this whole movie.
The walking home with the thing, and then the "I'm gonna rape you in the forest" with the flower scene. You remember all that shit?
I've seen this movie probably 100 times.
This is your "I've seen 100 times" film.
You have no idea. When I was a kid, I used to watch all these movies, all the Jason Statham movies, like nonstop. Jet Li. Remember fucking Cradle to the Grave with DMX, yo? That was a great one.
I saw that once, and I was like, "This is not my."
That was a great movie. Anthony Anderson was in it.
Yeah, see, I was watching like Saving Private Ryan and Black Hawk Down and Three Kings, and
See, I was watching real men movies.
I was watching movies of people dying in like massive amounts. You were just watching two sweaty dudes hug each other for a little bit. They loved showing off his ass in this movie.
Jean Claude Van Damme has a nice
He's
butt.
got a great ass.
So you gotta flaunt it. You know what I'm saying?
That scene where he's rolling on the ground gave me a boner.
I think when we came out, after watching this, what I've come up with is if you want an 80s action movie that includes a fighter who's avenging his fallen friend, go see Rocky 3. But
Yes, we said that during the filming of this. I was like, this is a shittier Rocky 3.
This is a perfect man quest movie.
How gay was the beginning? Like
They're just two brothers, man.
Dude,
they love
took
each
a
other.
boat ride and bought each other flowers, and there's the scene where John put his arm around him.
you see, Chris, what I was saying was, I don't know if you could hear me. Back then, that was manly. It's taking it away from us. We can't do that anymore.
And if I was
I say we take it back. Chad, I say we take it back. Next time you guys are in Florida, we're going to go out there in short shorts and hold hands, grab each other by the neck. It'll be so manly.
Fuck me.
I will do it. And next time you come down here, we gotta go to Newport and do that.
We'll fit in Newport.
We'll go to a biker bar.
Hey, fella. Just 3 bros.
I was like, look at these calves. You got shit.
They'll be like, that's the one that gets fucked. And they point to me. And I'm like, stop. Why does everyone assume that? I'm totally a top. Leave me alone. Get away.
No, I understand the filler parts. I do. That's typical these old martial arts movies where they're like,
even the second Mortal Kombat movie didn't have that much filler.
yeah, but that was different. That had an actual like, no, I can't say it was a super thought out story.
Yeah, exactly.
No, the second Mortal Kombat movie is fucking horrible.
It's so bad. This is better than the second Mortal Kombat
Watch our
movie.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation review.
My favorite part of that is when
No, seriously, that movie is so, yeah, it didn't have filler because it was all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
How could it have filler when you're going from here to here to here to here to here?
Plot device, get in the ball, go across the universe.
Wait, why did Noob Saibot come out of Raiden's chest? That doesn't even make sense.
And Shao Kahn shoots a Star of David at someone. It's cool.
Shut up.
I saw it, and I showed it to you. We freeze framed. You saw it.
No, all I have to say is, fuck you guys. This is a man movie. Guy
It's
who knows minimal martial arts avenges his brother
It's
and takes down the criminal.
no, he didn't.
Yeah, he fucked that guy. That guy put all his coins
What
in
I'm
one
saying
pot.
is the guy above him still fucking in charge.
Yeah, and the guy above him's gonna kill him. The guy above him isn't the one running all the shit.
Yeah, and then do you think he's gonna go, hey, flower shop lady that convinced this guy to come in and fuck things up, I'm gonna let you stay alive even though you fucked with my money.
No, you know what? Actually, I have to agree with Chris on this. He didn't really take him down because he was like, I need $1 million. And he was like, fine. Clearly, he had enough to spare $1 million.
Even if he does kill that underling, that means he's gonna bring a new guy in, and that new guy will probably be twice as violent.
All right, we have to make the real Kickboxer 2.
Wow, where it's just the town is being burned by a drug lord, and Jean Claude Van Damme's like dead on the ground.
You know another good
13
movie
bullet
back then?
holes.
You'll probably hate American Kickboxer. That was a good one.
Yeah.
What is it with kickboxing? And
Because
Because it was big back then.
you have to understand, yeah, kickboxing was like considered the next, like it was.
No, I get that, but I'm saying, what is it with Chad and kickboxing?
Oh,
He can't
Chad's
even
a
kick that
fucking
high.
retard. He doesn't like MMA. He likes kickboxing.
I like MMA. I just don't like ground pounding. I think it's fucking stupid.
Dude, you should take some BJJ classes. With your powerful calves, no one could probably tackle you. Yeah, he just. All you have to do is just punch you in the spine, though, and you're done.
Hit right in the sternum. My kryptonite.
Getting hit anywhere but my legs.
I will say Van Damme's trainer was definitely a poor man's Mr. Miyagi.
Agreed.
Dude, he was great.
No, he was great, but he just wasn't as good as Miyagi. This movie felt like a budget everything else. It was made in '89, right? So I feel like they just looked at everything in the '80s and went, why don't we do it? You know? They just took all the tropes.
You could definitely tell this was a lower budget too, because the film, like I had a high quality 1080p rip, and there was like spots and stuff all over the film. Like it wasn't.
You could actually see like dirty lenses and stuff.
But I like that. I like because that's how you know it was shot on real film. My problem was
no. That's fine. But what I'm saying is they didn't even take the time to go back and clean that shit up.
Yeah, and
so that's how you can tell it's low budget.
The exposure was really weird in some of the, like when it was daytime outside the master's house when the brother rolls up in the wheelchair. It was so bright. Like the white, like I don't know, like whoever was behind the camera just didn't fucking do anything. He just turned it on and started filming.
Every nighttime scene
is
like
weird.
Didn't have any lights at all.
That or it was day for night where everything had the blue filter on it.
Yeah, that would probably be.
I want to use an example. I'm going to get shit from you guys for using this as an example, but if you go back and watch like an original DVD or original VHS copy of like the old 60s James Bond movies, and then you watch a Blu-ray copy of it, I understand it's a higher resolution, but the difference in quality is night and day because they actually went back and cleaned the film and everything for a home release.
Yeah, I like the because like I did watch all the James Bonds on the VHSs, and I like the dirty feel. I like seeing the dust
Those
you know?
those type of movies, I always say I don't want to buy them on Blu-ray. I want to buy them on like VHS or maybe DVD.
Laserdisc, bro.
But Chad, I'm telling you, the quality, the difference in quality, it's
Well,
Certain
that's
movies.
different. They put
it's
the money.
stunning. I
wa-
know, but it's stunning to see the difference, especially like the shots of like this, like like because he goes to exotic locations, so the shots of like the city and stuff. Like, and in this movie, this is a great tie-in with this movie. There was a lot of beautiful shots of those temples and stuff that he was in training in front of, and if that was all cleaned up and stuff, I feel like that would have just looked really good.
Like, whoever was on the camera was really like, it was just boring static camera angles with the camera either out of focus or the color wrong or something. There's always something a little bit wrong with every shot.
One of my things that I'm kind of glad to going away with was seeing the triple shot of like a kick, like
Boom, boom, boom.
and then the slow motion.
The only one who pulled that off was Jackie Chan, because he would
because
actually
it was fucking crazy.
because he would actually kick the dude in the face. So you're
Yeah.
like, whoa, I want to see that again.
But Jean Claude Van Damn was in great shape in this movie.
Yeah, dude, fantastic body. Everyone was ripped.
Like this movie used to get us hyped as kids.
Oh, they showed us little boys in the beginning. That was kind of rough. I didn't like that part of the movie.
I'm glad I missed that part.
Yeah, it was right when I looked up to be like, what's this about? Oh.
Little Thai boys jumping in the water.
Yeah. And then even the Thai children that were training at the place, like the 12-year-olds were like fucking
Yeah,
shredded.
they beat the shit out of us.
They could beat the shit out of us so easy. There was
You guys
one
remember
where-
that viral article that came out? Like, it was, I don't know, I want to say it was like 5 or 10 years ago. There was this viral article of like this kid who was like 7 or 8 years old, and he was like shredded,
Oh yeah,
Young
absolutely
Hercules or whatever.
shredded.
Yeah.
I remember seeing like the Maury shows on. He's like lifting couches and shit. I'm like,
And he says he doesn't do any steroids, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
But still, that's impressive.
that's like what Goku would look like if he was a real kid.
And then I was like, if I had a fucking like an aluminum baseball bat, I bet I could take him. But anything less than that, yeah, like I would just need to get one good swing at his head. And if I can't make it connect, then he's just gonna break my ribs. He's just gonna dismantle my joints.
I remember when we were kids, we used to try to do the thing where we toughen up our forearms and shins and stuff like they do in this movie.
See, I was the fag who was like, if I run fast enough,
Yeah,
speed beats strength every time. That was me.
me and my friends against trees.
Nope, I wanted to get as many punches in as I could. I wanted to be like Flash, where I hit you.
You wanted to be like the brother. He has the speed, slap, 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 slap. When he was doing that, it was just like the...
He's doing like the E Honda like sumo thing they do. It just didn't look good. The brother was so stupid. He had like Jerry curls and a mustache.
Sexually harassed. And
When he
Oh,
bent over, you could see the receding, like not
Hairline.
receding hairline, but you could see that he was starting to go bald on top.
He was that creepy 80s uncle that would like show up to your like high school like graduation party and like hit on your friends. You know, he's like,
Yeah.
what's up?
Or the creepy like friend of a family who would come over and put his arm around you and be like, how are you doing, huh?
Yeah, like to your
How you
sister,
doing?
and you would lock eyes with your sister, and she's obviously
Seriously, I thought he looked like fucking who is it? John Oates from Hall & Oates. Is it John Oates?
I was gonna say he looks like the uncle from Napoleon Dynamite, the football one.
Yeah, John Oates. He looks exactly like John Oates from the 80s.
So you'd be the creepy guy.
Put up a picture.
Put your hands on
right
your shoulders.
Yeah, he'd be like the Joe Biden. You know? He's like a Joe Biden kind of character. Oh, and he doesn't get his spine repaired. I thought the old man was gonna use some like
No.
Yeah, I honestly I called that. I thought the old man was going to repair his
like
spine.
with Batman when he just fixes his back with
That was
ropes.
so fucking stupid.
No, think about this though. Think how cool that would have been though. Like he's there at the fight, he's in his wheelchair or whatever, and then after he wins, he stands up and goes, "Hey, look what I've been working on."
Or not even that, but just like, or like his brother wins and he jumps up and starts cheering, and it's like, oh, your win made me stand, you know, like
Then the power of love comes on.
yeah,
Power of love.
and they hug, and then like the girlfriend's like, what about me? And then they just keep hugging as it slow pans out with a crane shot.
I do like how the movie just ends.
All good kung fu films just end.
Yeah.
Like, oh, fight's over. We don't need to see anymore. That's what I liked about Five Element. It just ended. Also,
It's just like how Commando ends. Remember,
Yeah.
he like
Yeah.
annihilates an entire island. They're like, "Oh, you're coming back, right?" No. Until the next time, no chance.
So did you like the fighting in this movie?
Yeah.
I've seen better. I've seen worse.
Oh yeah.
It was fine.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I really liked the last fight. The broken glass is cool.
Mm.
I thought that was a cool thing. I mean, it was a little lame because Jean Claude didn't. I was really expecting him to punch the dude's eye out.
No, he decided he doesn't need the glass. He's gonna win with honor.
But I really wanted him to.
He's
punch.
a man.
But it's like you set up these things as being super destructive, and then you take them off.
Dude, Jean Claude got fucked up. He gets sliced here, he gets sliced there.
You didn't even really get to see it though, because he was laying on his belly like this. See, if he got up and was like, yeah, and like uppercutted him and fucking like shredded.
I do love how this is in Bloodsport, when he gets blind and the guy comes behind him, he just
Or they could have done the Ryu and Sagat thing where he slices up his chest with a Shoryuken. That would have been cool. Yeah, my main problem with this movie is it fucking straddled the line between serious and absurdity, and it needed to go in one direction. Because Jackie Chan movies are absurd as fuck, but they're fun and amazing. And then you got like the John Wick movies, which are ultra serious and they're fucking fun and amazing. This was like, it took itself seriously, then it'd do something stupid, and you'd be like, all right, so we're getting to dumb. Oh, no, we're going back over here. And it just never settles on one, and it never does either right. So it just straight down the middle and shit.
So would you rather have watched Sudden Death or Time Cop than this movie?
None. I wanted to watch Last Samurai, but that's
your pick.
That's my pick. That or Training Day.
I will say one scene that I kind of agree with Chris on, like being either serious or absurd. One scene that was absolutely absurd and just completely unnecessary was when he first went to see, rent a Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, how's your defense? And then all of a sudden it's like a horrible cut to with his foot. And it's like, dude, no way. No way that old guy just jumped up and hung up in the air and then just started kicking him like that.
There was a lot of shit with the old guy. Was like, nope, like,
dude, he's great.
Like they show him outside.
No, I get that you're trying to establish that this dude could still kick ass at his old age, but come the fuck on.
You gotta do it smarter than that. You gotta have him like you gotta have Jean Claude like throw a rock at him with his back turned, and he like
turns around and just catches
does like a spinning kick and kicks the rock out of the air.
Or even better, he turns around, catches it, and then crushes it with his hand.
Or no, just catch. It's a small rock, so he catches it in his palm, and he's like, "How'd you do that?" And he goes, "What?" And then it's dust. Like, oh, this guy's awesome, right?
Save those ideas for our martial arts.
Yeah, it's almost like Chris is a better writer than.
So we're gonna go to Goddard Park one day. We're gonna film this. We already planned it out. We're gonna wear no shirts. Basketball shorts and have big championship belts around our waist, and we're just going to be kicking each other.
Guys, I don't know if you know this, but my stomach hasn't seen the sun in like almost a decade.
We will put on SPF 3000 for you.
I've taken my shirt off and had a girl go,
we're going to bring you to the tanning salon. We'll spray tan you.
My fucking gross ass blonde hair, bright tan. Dude, I'll talk about it on the podcast. I'm slowly turning blonde.
I'll wear the WWE Undisputed title. Chad, you can wear the big gold belt, and Chris, you can wear like the woman's belt. It'll be great. I'm telling you.
He has to wear the Divas belt.
Fuck off! No, I want to wear.
Well, you wear the hard.
I want to wear the one with the American flag on it.
Oh, the U.S. belt.
Yeah, the one that's got red, white, and blue.
I want the Stone Cold belt with the skull.
I've always loved the 2003 Undisputed Era belt. Something about the shape of it and everything.
So when you reached out to Stone Cold, did he ever get back to you about coming on the podcast?
Nah, dude. Neither did Will Sasso.
Also, wait a minute. Speaking of belts, can we talk about how ridiculous it was that the bad guy ripped a leather belt?
Yeah. Also disrespectful. There's no way that.
No. You can be disrespectful to a belt to drive a point home, like a Lunger Blaze during WCW when she took the woman's belt and threw it in the trash. That actually gets a lot of heat when you disrespect the championship belt.
Yeah,
but the way that he ripped a leather belt.
I mean, Hercule can rip a phone book in half.
Yeah. The whole movie, that's the thing you're taking away. Right? Yeah. I don't like it.
That's the unrealistic part, not the part where Jean Claude Van Damme kicks a tree and then it breaks in half lower than he kicked. That was stupid as fuck. And you can clearly see the saw mark because the guy with the saw
Shut up! It was
didn't
badass.
do a good job. It's like flat and then a plateau, because whoever had the chainsaw fucked up.
At least, you know what? To give him credit though, at least they showed him injured after. Because
Right.
if this was an Arnold movie, he would have kicked it over and then would have been like,
Kicked it and it wouldn't have cracked. It would have stood up and everyone would have been like, "What?" And then someone would have touched it and it would have blown up. And they'd be like,
It was showing the raw emotion.
But that bruise on his leg looked really good after that kicking scene. No, I'm not even joking. It looked fucking good.
Yeah. No, it looked legit.
Not like the dog. They had a knife throw at the dog, and you just see like this red splotch.
Yeah. The red blob around it. That
And the dog's clearly looking at the camera like, what are you doing? What are you doing around me? Like when they do the zoom in.
You know what I was actually hoping for? I was hoping they would come over and be like, the dog is dead, even though you can clearly see it breathing.
It's just breathing, it's panting, its tongue's out.
You can't kill the dog,
You can
man.
see its eyes moving around.
No, see, you can kill the dog. And that movie's called John Wick. That was way better.
The movie's called I Am Legend.
That movie sucked. Did you know they wanted Will Smith to play Neo?
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
We should have watched The Matrix instead of this. Is The Matrix a bad movie? That's more of like
the first one's okay. The rest of them are pretty bad.
Yeah.
Well, the newest one's definitely not a man movie.
No, the newest one is an anti-man movie.
But overall, what would you give this out of 10?
Out of 10, I thought we were doing out of 5.
Okay, 3. 3 out of 5. It's a movie. I'm not mad I watched it. I'm not glad I watched it. It was whatever. I've seen parts of it on BBC, and I'll watch them. But like now that I've seen it in its entirety, too much. Too many training scenes, too many montages, too many silhouettes, not enough fighting, too much bad acting. It was just like they reverse it, do the opposite. Way more fights, less acting, and it'll be a better movie.
What about you, Andrew?
Out of 5 or out of 10?
5.
I would give it a 2.5. It's very middle of the road. And I wouldn't say that I don't hate it at all. Nothing about it makes me hate it. I just think that there are some scenes that are absolutely unnecessary, and there are some scenes that are just absolutely ridiculous. Honestly, if you cut out the fat, this could be a TV movie special, like an hour-long TV movie special. The fact that this movie, the copy that I have is an hour 38. The fact that it's an hour 38 is just ridiculous. This could have easily been a TV special for an hour.
It felt 3 hours. I mean,
Chad, don't get me wrong. Like I said, there are some scenes that I absolutely loved. Like I loved the tree scene. I loved the fights. The fights were awesome.
Also,
but there was just like Chris said, there was just some montages that are just like questionable. Like, okay, you can have a montage of him in front of like the sunset doing like a whatever. Okay, cut it down to like 10-15 seconds. Instead, it went on for like 2 or 3 minutes.
And then
like, why? You don't need to see that for 2 or 3 minutes.
And then there was the one at dawn, and then the one in the afternoon, and then the one where he was by the other spire.
Oh, and you know what? There's one more thing I want to add that we haven't talked about. And before we end this, there's one more thing I want to add, and I know Chris is going to agree with me on this. The sidekick sucked.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but the sidekick sucked.
He saved the day.
But he even showed up late to save the day. So
he
it's like
showed up late.
Anything.
And you know, like I said,
big fight in town.
not to play the racial trope, but everyone knows an 80s action movie, the racial trope is the black guy gets to say motherfucker. No one else.
He always has a cigar.
And he always has a cigar, and he's always like, I'm too old for this
he
shit.
hit all of those things, which is great. But he was late. He didn't want to help. Like,
they made it a little racist. Lazy late black guy. That was a thing.
I wouldn't even say racist, but like the fact that he shows up like he put no effort forward into being a good sidekick. Like I can think of other movies where
everything in his life to help this dude out.
His life was
at the very end, at the very last second. Like there are other action movies where the sidekick comes in like halfway through the movie, but like he doesn't even do that in this. Like, yeah, sure, he drops him off at Renta Mr. Miyagi's place, but like he doesn't even want to stay to help. He's like, "Oh, see you later. I'm gonna go bang some Asian whores."
Then he comes back and he's like, I haven't cooked in forever. I'll help you cook. And then he just doesn't help them cook. You know what I mean? Like, what an asshole.
Say something about like cooking eggs.
Yeah, dude.
Quiche.
I just got it. He's the me of that universe where he keeps saying he's gonna do stuff and then he just doesn't, and somehow everyone's still friends with him. It's the truth.
Also, he says he has the fastest car in Thailand and he's driving a Mazda van. You know, the sad part is he's probably right, because I know cars. That thing probably can't even hit 60, but it's still probably the fastest thing in that area.
They all have Isuzus.
Dude, I don't know, man. I've seen some.
And Mitsubishis. The first car you see is a Mitsubishi.
Those things can rip.
I miss my Eclipse.
That was not a Lancer. Don't even stop. That was not a Lancer.
God damn, I've seen some funny cars.
But overall, nostalgia, Chad, gives us a 5, obviously.
But realist is
3.
Yeah, the reason I give it a 3 instead of a 2.5 is because I got some real good jokes out of it while I was watching. I got some good material.
Did you look at me? I was grinning the whole time watching this.
No, dude, you were clinching a pillow and biting your nails because you were.
And every time I made a comment, you would eyeball me. I could see you in the corner going like,
no, like, this is like every movie you watch where you're like, I've seen it 100 times. This is me. Because every time we're in that situation with you, I look over, you have a big grin on your face. With me, I'm just like, oh, it's coming.
I'm also smiling because I just enjoy what I'm watching. I didn't smile much during this movie.
Yes, you did.
no, like honestly, I didn't hate it. The only reason why I take half a point off is because like what Chris was talking about. I really have an issue with movies that don't pick a side that they're going to be on. If you're going to tread the line and you're going to dip into one side and dip into the other side, like serious or campy, it bothers me because a good example of this, if you haven't seen it, is the wrestling movie Ready to Rumble.
I love that movie.
That is one of the weirdest fucking movies. If you ever sit down and watch that, on one hand you have adult jokes, then on the other hand you have like kiddie fart jokes.
What is Ready to Rumble?
Pick a fucking side. When you straddle the line like that, it really fucking bothers me.
David Arquette.
Oh, I didn't see
Dude, first of all, you haven't seen that?
Nah, I don't want to.
Oh my god, Andrew, we gotta do a Ready to Rumble day.
No,
Dude,
I love that fucking movie.
We can do there's like 4 wrestling movies we can do.
Diving Upside Down is a pussy.
But we'll do the Wrestler, we'll do that movie, we'll do the one.
The Wrestler is a great movie. I fucking love that movie.
And then the one from the 80s with the kid and the wrestler.
Oh, there's the Hulk Hogan movie. Ready to no, not Ready to Rumble. Oh, Jesus Christ, I just said Ready to Rumble. No, the Hulk Hogan movie. No Holds Barred. That's a really good movie.
No, we should do the Champ. Have you guys seen the Champ? It's like the Wrestler, but made way before with Marlon Brando, I think.
We'll watch Ready to Rumble, then we'll watch The Wrestler.
I honestly, Chad, and this isn't just me being a hater, I hate that movie, Ready to Rumble. It's so fucking bad. It is so fucking bad.
That movie is the equivalent of WCW.
It really is. It really. This is a rant for another time. Maybe we'll talk about it on the podcast.
We'll talk about it on the podcast because we got to end this video. So
that
Thanks
movie.
For watching. Let us know if you see Jean Claude Van Damn fan like I am, or do you hate him like this little schmuck? Let us know.
This movie sucks.
No.
Yeah, I know.